In today's fast-changing world, success is no longer about talent or intelligence. Mindset plays a powerful role. This is One Teaching and Learning Limited, and I am teacher Emmanuel. Before the guest introduces themselves, according to Carl Dweck, a professor at Stanford University, has shown that people with a growth mindset are more likely to overcome failure and succeed in school, business, and life. Dear guest, after introduce yourself, how would you define mindset in your own words, and why do you think it matters in achieving goals?
Thank you, teacher Emmanuel. My name is Habasa Anji Felix. I'm a teacher by profession. Nice to be with you in this short interview. Thank you.
It's a pleasure.
In my humble opinion, mindset is not about thinking, believing in a positive or a negative way.
Thank you. So this means that mindset can either be positive or negative, right?
Yeah, sure. You can have a positive, growth-oriented mindset that can support you in terms of result attainment. Or if you have a negative mindset, it has also something to do. It affects the result, of course, the result attainment.
According to a 2022 study from Harvard Business Review, 94% of employees say that mindset affects performance. Why do you think mindset has such a strong influence at work?
Okay, thank you. When you have a positive and a growth-oriented mindset, you believe in someone's ability to learn. You say maybe, I have got an employee, she or he does not know to do this because of maybe the ability. As you have got a positive and a growth-oriented mindset, you believe in that employee that she can or he can learn, improve, or adapt in needs. You know, sometimes at workplace, you need to adapt to fit in the system or to welcome or we need sometimes to modify something so that we can cater for people's need and interests at work. That's why. That's what I can say. Also, that positive and growth-oriented mindset has something to do with motivation. You know, motivation matters at workplace. Sometimes a negative mindset reduces motivation to work or motivation to attend to a certain goal, which is a desired outcome.
So, growth mindset helps us give better results and also adapt to different changes at workplace. So personally, share with us, have you ever experienced a time when a change in your mindset gave you better results? Can you tell us about that?
Okay, thank you for that interesting question to me. You want me to share my personal experience where the change in mindset has supported me. I had in previous years, 2 or 3 years, I had the mindset that maybe exercise daily is something which is hard. But this year of 2025, I tried to change that one. It was all about the mindset. I said it is tough. I will not be getting a time to learn that. Also, I was saying that also the experience, the practice of doing those exercise, physical exercise, it will cost me my time. It will sometimes need me to get some equipment, some tools to use. That was my mindset, the previous year mindset. And now, this year I've changed that mindset of saying, as long as I want this physical fitness, I want my health to be okay and good, I changed that mindset now. I start with a smaller target, just I say let me now exercise maybe between 15 and 30 minutes per day. That's what I've set as a target. Now, my mind, the way of thinking, the way of reacting at my workplace has changed. Plus, physical fitness, of course. You know what the way your physical fitness matters when it comes at workplace. Beyond that, it has also supported me to stress reducing. Stress management. Sometimes there's a lot of challenges, stresses at work. With that shift from a negative mindset of saying maybe that exercising regularly, doing sport regularly will be time consuming, I start now get earning from that positive mindset that I'm trying to adapt, and so that I can maybe progress.
Perfect. That is awesome.
And maybe this maybe some people globally are experiencing this is the same case. Sometimes people set targets, but when it comes to implementing, putting into action, translating theories into practices, when it comes to sports, good health, habits, something like that, some people get stuck. But with the positive mindset, I'm sure that you attain result, a positive result.
Thank you so much. That is awesome. You mentioned about, and before this, you had mentioned about how mindset can help you adapt at the workplace, and this links with the study or the World Economic Forum in 2023 highlighted emotional resilience and adaptability as top soft skills. You have already said how adaptability is part of that, but do you think also emotional intelligence is also part of mindset? Why not?
Okay, thank you. I think that emotional mindset, emotional intelligence, or resilience is part of the mindset. You know, sometimes we are advised at workplace not to do things with emotions. For instance, maybe there are some conditions, there are some topics you are asked to advise some people on those topics. Normally, we are advised not to use emotions. Or sometimes you need to be, for example, impartial, for instance, in decision making. That also has something to do with emotions. When your emotional resilience, you have developed your emotional resilience through your mindset, because emotional resilience cannot be built without having a strong or positive growth mindset. That's not possible. That's why I think that emotional resilience or emotional intelligence is very important when it comes to also contributing to success at workplace. That I can even take it as a sub topic or sub component of the mindsets, because that emotional resilience is very important at your workplace.
Perfect. Many successful entrepreneurs like Elon Musk and Oprah Winfrey, they talk about using failure as a teacher. So what do you think makes people with a strong mindset view failure differently?
Okay, that's very interesting. Elon Musk and Oprah Winfrey, they talked about using failure as a teacher. Failures teach people. Why? There is a try and error principle. You learn by trying. You try, you commit mistakes, and then you keep on improving. Failure is a teacher, because when you are trying something, maybe something new, there's no way you can achieve a smart thing without having tried something. Within your process of trying, that's where you commit mistakes, you commit failures. But what differentiates people, strong people, from other people is that some people take failure as a teacher, as opportunity. They fail, but they keep on trying other ways around. They fail, they don't blame people, they don't blame the systems. They don't say, this is from the system, this is from these people, teacher A or a person A and B. They don't blame those people. What they do, they say, maybe let me change, let me use the alternative way around, let me use another way around. Let me now, for instance, change the formula. That also gives me the one experience of some people, some scientists, of course. They do some experiments, they test something and retest. With that retest, that's where they get some failures, but they keep on trying. With that trying and persistence, and take that spirit of taking failure as a teacher, finally they get brilliant inventions. They create something, they invent something, they innovate something tangible that you can take and just experiment. That's why I strongly defend and agree that failure is a good teacher. People should not be fearing to get failures or fail. What is very important in our life is keep on pushing, never quit. We try to have that principle of never quitting. You get failed, but You keep on trying your best so that at the end you get somewhere or where you want to go.
All right. So people with growth mindset use failures as opportunities to learn and do better. Research by the University of Pennsylvania found that optimistic people are 30% less likely to experience burnout. How can optimism as part of a mindset protect our energy and motivation?
Thank you. Energy and motivation boosted by the optimistic people. Optimism is something which is very important. When you are an optimistic person or people, always feels that something is possible. They believe in possibilities. They never believe in something that will not be happening. That will not be happening. For instance, for optimistic people, when you bring, for example, a project proposal, they don't see that in an angle of negativism or negativity. Before you introduce that project, before you initiate that project, the optimistic people, the optimism people of optimism, they believe maybe this one will be working. They encourage you to start something, initiate it, start something. When you got stuck, optimistic people say, I'm stuck, but maybe probably tomorrow will be okay. Maybe something will be changing. Or maybe I've committed some errors somewhere. Let me now change. That's for optimists. For energy and motivation, when you're optimistic, let me have one example for students at university or at secondary school, primary education level. You start your primary school that being aware that you maybe complete that level of primary education. The same to university or high school. The fact of being optimistic within your career, even when you fail, you retake. You apply for retake and then you do that. After maybe retaking, you succeed now. That you start, that's the power of optimism, of being optimistic. Without being optimistic, you should say, as long as I failed, let me just now quit. Let me maybe suspend my studies, for instance. But those who have got that optimism mind or that optimistic spirit, they keep on pushing harder and harder, and then that optimism creates fruits and energy, of course, motivation to them.
Perfect. Do you personally believe that mindset can be trained or changed? If yes, what are some practical ways would you recommend someone to start developing a better mindset?
Okay, thank you. I strongly believe that mindset can be trained or changed. Can change, can be trained or changed. Some of the technique, for instance, it is just shifting from the comfort zone. Sometimes our mindsets get issues or we get problems because of comfort zone, which is part of the mindset, the negative mindsets. I believe that with training and practices, you can change your mindset, or the mindset can be improved. One of the strategies that you can use, for instance, of changing your strategy. One is maybe you think of the motivation. You think of the something that pushes you to do something. For example, you can say, as long as I've got this motivation, whether intrinsic or extrinsic, you keep on fighting for catering for your intrinsic or extrinsic motivation. That can also help your mindset to be trained. Number two, you set clear objectives, for instance. By setting clear objectives, maybe before you start anything, you set a clear objectives. You try to be time conscious, for instance. You said, I've set my objective, but let me now try to be now time conscious. Number two, you cooperate with people. You believe in people, of course. With that mindset, you finally end up having your mindset trained and changed from the negative side to the positive side. That's what I can say. Practicing physical exercise also helps people to change mindsets. It boosts your energy, maybe early in the morning, waking up early in the morning. Maybe also there is these activities of worshiping, for instance, if you like worship, maybe debating with people, into some music, for instance. That can also trigger or can boost your mindset in a positive way.
Perfect. So,
Or you can also attend some seminars talking about the mindset, how to improve because we learn from people. There's strong connection between changing your mindset and the peer learning. You learn yes, people. Yes.
so it means that we need to believe that our characteristics are not predetermined, and that we can continue to grow over time. Thank you. And let's talk about education now. Studies from the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development show that students who believe they can grow their intelligence perform better. And how can teachers and parents help children build with growth mindset?
Yes, thank you. Uh, Believing is powerful. Believing is powerful. Uh, there is a big law. Teachers and parents have a big law to play. Plays a big role in building children mindsets. Why am I saying this one? You first trust through trust building. First, teachers should trust their students. When you trust your students, you give them the opportunity. Whatever opportunity you get, you offer this to your students. Number two, never discourage your students. If they initiate something, they propose something, you don't say this one will not be doing, will not get the results. You say just keep on, keep on, keep trying this one. And then number two, today we believe in the spirit of individualized learning approaches, for instance, where you target the individual. You target the individual. You teach a person as an individual. That spirit of teaching a person as an individual, it helps students to grow their mindsets. Why sometimes through that individual uh, teaching approaches, that's why you use a lot of techniques and strategies. Another approach you can use, we have got like puzzles, for instance. You teach using some puzzles, some stories from people. You can also use some scenarios, for instance, from people. The real scenario. And then from those scenario, if you are a teacher, the students can learn, can pick, can discuss on those scenarios, then they get how they can improve their mindset. Now let me go to parents. They should first try their best to motivate intrinsically or extrinsically their learners, their children. Why am I saying this? Without motivations, without encouragements, it is hard for a person's mindset to grow most of the time. Sometimes you may have a spirit of uplift or boosting your mindset, but if you don't get someone to give you courage or to say, just keep on, just work hard, sometimes you don't go far. That's why I should advise parents first to believe in their students, even expose them to pray materials, pray based materials, whatever they base. They can use whether locally made materials for praying, because with praying, with socializations, praying with other people, praying with the same children of the same age, that also boosts the mindset of the child. But also, they should also look for mentors, for instance, because the mentors have got a key role in shaping someone's mindsets. They should also be careful in choosing the content, teaching them some good practice, good habits, like that one of reading, stories, attending something, just for day-to-day learning. That's what they can do to support or to supplement the minds of their children and the students in general.
That's perfect. And have you seen differences in mindset between people who get stuck and those who move forward? What stands out to you about how they think or act?
Yes, just we are in our daily life, we have I have eyewitness people who get stuck. I personally sometimes I get stuck in one area or in another. I have also eyewitnessed some people who get stuck, but they move forwards. Some people get stuck, and that's all. On the other hand, there are some people who move forward. They have got some difficulties, some ordinaries, some challenges in their way, but they move forward. The difference is simple. Those who get stuck and remain that stuck position, they don't achieve their goal at all. They believe and they work, they keep on defending, they keep on blaming others. Maybe this has been caused by this person. They live a life of blaming others for whatever the mistake. But for the people who move forwards, they do what I can call the reflection. They reflect on what has happened, for instance. They say maybe, what is my role in this situation? How can I work? How can this be maybe improved to work better, for instance? They keep moving forward. Those people who move forwards, they eventually they get to their destination. But those who get stuck, they believe in blaming people. But these people who move forward, they attain their goal in short. That's what I can say.
Thank you so much. Finally, if you had to give one powerful message about mindset that could help someone unlock better results in life or business, what would that message be?
One powerful message about mindset that could help someone unlock better results in life or business. My message is simple. Whether you are an employee, an employer, a job seeker, or a person in general, you should first believe in the power of the mindset in whatever you do. You first believe in the power of the mindset in whatever we do. Uh, Personally, or even research is back that one. You may not have some skills. Through practicing, through learning, through doing something, different things, you get those skills. But when you are at workplace, for instance, and then you lose that positive growth-oriented mindset at work, your skills will benefit you 20%, for instance. 20% you get benefit of that skills. And then you remain with 80%, which is a big percentage when it comes to working hard and attaining results at the workplace. That's why I believe, I don't doubt that research. Mindsets helps a person to achieve set goal at 30%, while the issues of skills, ability, or talents, opportunity, or among others, they contribute around 20%. Those figures, those 80% and 20% contrast the power or justifies the power of the mindsets against the power of skills at workplace or in life in general. In short, uh, people should have a strong, positive, and growth mindset, plus a certain percentage of skills, which is open to improvement, to growing, and whatever.
Wow, thank you so much for this insight. It's clear that mindset isn't just an idea, it's a tool, a strategy, and sometimes even the key to unlocking the best version of yourself. And to our listeners, your results start in your thoughts, so challenge them, shape them, and grow. If you enjoyed this episode, share it, rate it, and stay tuned for more growth talks. Until next time, keep growing.